is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
We're in the final hours of this year's legislative session.
And with topics like immigration, abortion clinics, and gun rights behind us, Utah lawmakers say there are still a few important issues to discuss. 11 News reporter Jessica Rasmussen was at the Capitol. Jessica, in these last few hours, what's on the agenda?
Well, finalizing the budget and last-minute bills are on the top of the to-do list, but for the most part, the big debates are over. Legislators say their ability to work well with each other is the reason they've had so much success on the important issues.
Talking with voters, taking notes, and filing bills. All common events in the Utah legislature. But today is different. These legislators know they only have a few hours left to get their work done.
There are a number of important pieces of legislation that we're still working on, including budget issues that I want to see funded.
But even if some issues don't get completely resolved, many say it's been a successful session.
Overall, I'd give the legislature an A for the efforts this year.
Lawmakers have passed over 300 bills that deal with some of the state's most important issues, including immigration.
I'm pleased at how my immigration bills turned out. My enforcement bill is intact. I believe it will be signed by the governor.
I'm happy with 116 being passed. I think it's going to be good policy.
But even with the success of key bills, others say they have their own problems with the session.
I'm disappointed with the immigration. I think we took one step forward and 3 steps back.
I think the biggest pitfall is the legislature's passage of House Bill 477 relating to open records.
Problems and all, legislators say at the end of the day they enjoy working with each other.
The relationships that are built up here, the ability to meet the needs of the people of the state of Utah are issues that make me feel really good about having been a public servant.
The session officially ends in 6 hours, and the governor has already signed 19 bills into law. But discussion on some of the bills will continue throughout the summer, including a public debate on the grandma bill in the spring.
That'll be great to see the outcome of those bills and those debates. Thanks so much, Jessica.
A new bill on Capitol Hill would require tighter government inspections of abortion clinics in Utah. As 11 News reporter Jessica Rasmussen shows us, the sponsor says we need to catch up with the rest of the country.
While most of the state continues to pay attention to immigration and the budget, Representative Carl Wimmer's new bill shifts the focus to the state's abortion clinics.
Utah Women's Clinic sits just off a main road in Salt Lake City. Patients come and go as they please, and if there's one thing that clinic workers and patients seek to protect, it's their privacy. Because among other services, this clinic provides patients with abortions. But one lawmaker says he's worried about how it's done.
You know, there's some horror stories from around the nation, just grotesque stories.
In order to prevent physical damage to women, Representative Wimmer's proposed bill would require the 3 clinics in Utah that provide abortions to undergo inspections by the Department of Health twice a year, with one unannounced inspection, because right now that's not the case.
Our abortion clinics have not been inspected in over 2 or 3 years, and that's just unacceptable.
But an administrator at the women's clinic says that she doesn't agree with the way that people are judging the center. Miriam Staker declined to appear on camera, but she did say that the bill targets abortion clinics because she says the fees required for the inspection shows that people want to make money from them. However, Wimmer says that the fees justified.
I don't think that the taxpayer should be subsidizing inspections for abortion clinics.
For now, the bill has not had a vote, but Staker says that if the bill passes, she will be disappointed but not afraid, because she says that the clinics don't do anything wrong. However, Wimmer says he disagrees with the people who assume that there's no problem in Utah.
That's naive on our part.
Wimmer's bill is in the House Rules Committee, and Utah isn't the only state who wants to change abortion laws. Ohio and South Dakota legislators have recently drafted bills to make it tougher to get an abortion there. Brittany?
Under Utah law, parents who leave their children unattended in the car can receive a citation for child abuse. But some think that that penalty may be too harsh. 11 News reporter Jessica Rasmussen shows us why one Utah lawmaker wants a new law to lessen the crime.
Yay! Good job!
Katie Carling says she knows how to take care of her 1-year-old.
I think it's really important to be with your child, especially when they're small, no matter what.
Carling says she decided before she had kids that she would never leave them alone in the car.
Too many accidents happen, and it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk or the time.
But some parents do leave their kids alone, And under current Utah law, it's considered child abuse. But one Utah senator wants the police to go easier on parents who make a mistake.
We need to give a different option to law enforcement, and that's why we've created a different crime.
Under the proposed bill, leaving a child in the car would change from a Class A misdemeanor to a Class C misdemeanor, which is similar to receiving a speeding ticket.
I think that gives clarity to people who might be cited under this, who may not feel that they've engaged in child endangerment or child abuse.
While the bill does create a lesser crime, it still allows police to prosecute parents with child abuse. But even with the lesser crime, Carling says her policy will stay the same.
It's not going to change the way that I treat her, the way that I take her out no matter what.
In Provo, Jessica Rasmussen, 11 News.
McAdams says he expects the bill to pass in the House. It's currently under debate in committee.